Right, welcome back. Last time... Actually, it's been a while since last time, so I don't quite remember what happened. It's not that well. Um... Right, there were multiple revolts. There's one that's pretty close, and it has been sitting here for a while, at 95%. Yeah. Oh, and my treasury is quickly draining itself. I don't exactly have long for things to start improving. I may need to start parceling off. Well, I do remember deciding that it's probably be best if I just take loans and allow it to slowly work its way through. Because I figure my industry will eventually recover, which should cause my um, income to no longer be collapsing in on itself, so... hopefully that will work. Oh, there's also the fact that nationalism is spreading. However, I am not picking that thing up for a while. That plus 20 years of separatism is a serious problem. Especially since large portions of my territory still have separatism. And if it doesn't decay away entirely by the time I embrace it, it will just add another 20 years. Which is extremely bad. But I have to embrace it eventually. Global trade is also spreading, but it's doing so rather slowly. New Granada. It looks like New Granada was improving relations. Ah, so that's how this stuff is spreading via adjacency bonuses. Of course, that means that once this province gets it, it's not going to spread any faster. Sadly. But still, it's nice to see it arrive. More important is when this arrives, because then I'm going to get adjacency spread for this entire stretch of terrain. Plus this one too, though I believe that's... Yeah, it's only a little bit slower, so... It might speed it up by a month. Maybe two. Alright, let's hope things are going well. At least stability's high. I'm not actually sure if that improved much. With provincial corruption going down, there's definitely seems to be more going on there, but yeah. Alright, let's grab tech. So I'm probably going to need all these economic buffs in order to ensure that I don't lose more money than necessary. Anyway, voluntary hospitals, admin efficiency plus 5. Stock exchanges, naval force limit plus 5%, trade efficiency plus 5%, settler growth plus 2. Fire locks, infantry fire plus 0.1, cavalry fire plus 0.1, artillery fire plus 0.5, and enables the cohorn mortars. Excellent. Yeah, I'm doing that despite the institution penalty. For a couple of reasons. One, I can't embrace global trade. Two, I don't want to embrace nationalism. Not only do I need the money, but the effects of that yearly separatism is extraordinarily bad. And I don't really need the points right now. I've got over 1,000 in every category, even after I grab tech. And I don't have any ideas to spend them on. At best I can spend them on reforms. Yay? I'm not sure if I'm going to do this. Okay, the aristocrats aren't going to like that. Is there even anything I can give them? Not particularly. Short of losing a bit of legitimacy, or giving them quite a bit of power. Yeah, so I'll just do some tax reform. This will make my taxes, well, this will raise basic tax efficiency and get me even more state reach. Okay. Perhaps I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, doesn't look like anything went wrong. Good. This will just cost me some stability and legitimacy. I can focus on military reform later. Right now, I don't really have the ability to do something as as potentially catastrophic as that. So for now, it would be best if I just kept quiet and just did some tax reform. I mean, tax reform is pretty important as I am really low on money, so a much greater, well, it's a 25% increase in tax efficiency. Because it goes from 80% times state reach to 100% times state reach, yeah. So a 25% increase, because 5 over 4, well, 80% is 4/5 of 100%. So 100% compared to 80% is really 5/4, because inversion of fractions. Fractions can be a bit difficult to explain, but they really make a lot of math easier. Okay, national income has risen dramatically. It's probably thanks to the much greater amount of tax efficiency. Especially in areas like the capital, where there's a lot of large tax potential. And high levels of state reach. Tax efficiency, state reach, corruption. Oh, wage efficiency. So tax efficiency is also affected by wage sufficiency. So I may need to increase wages in the future. But that's difficult and above all expensive. So definitely need to be careful on that. Oh well. Manpower is definitely decreasing, which is good. I was hoping for that. Well, I'm not sure if it's decreased since last year. I need to actually pay attention to that. Wait, there might actually be a chart for that somewhere in the ledger. Plus my monetary issues should decrease in severity. By a lot. Just need to wait for it to finish loading. Yeah, okay, it's now only losing a third of what it was losing last year. Instead of losing 100 ducats, it's now only losing 33. Well, almost 34, but yeah. One thing I do wonder, though, is... do we still have that, yeah, okay, recall officials. It expires in December. Okay. Also, I've got 6 culture slots now. Did the latest tech add another one? Yeah, tech level 42 added one. Okay. Definitely Francian. This will help with conversion by a lot. Plus, that 58 dev isn't nearly all the Francian in the area that I'm interested in. Unlike Castilian, for example. Or Anglois, to be honest. Although Castilian is 15% of my total development. In state course. Yucatecan is 43%. So, wait a sec. Oh. Looks like the culture conversion finished for these two provinces, the Isa provinces. I believe this was, Kichian earlier. Yeah, culture conversion is going smoothly. Personally, what I'm hoping for is some cultures that aren't, large end up getting consumed and replaced, like this one, Mixian. It would be nice if this got replaced. Though that will take a long, long time. Of course, once that actually occurs, well, yeah, well, potential would be Angpon, but I don't actually have that culture embraced. But it will disappear soon, so it will no longer be a problem. Anyway, right, let's actually embrace the culture. There we go. The Francian provinces will cause less trouble because of the actual correct culture. Unaccepted cultures get extra monthly autonomy change, extra unrest, and missionaries are a lot weaker. However, this is a decent portion of the dev that is wrong religion, so this should help, at least somewhat. Wait, Sinaloa air. Oh no! Salmonella outbreak. That's not good. This is a rural area, so. I mean, I'm not taxing the area. That much I can say. You know, let's actually just stop here. Yep. Yep. Okay, yeah. So, went ahead and grabbed tech once 1710 rolled around. Not too much to say except cohorn mortars. Also went ahead and grabbed rational taxation, which increases base tax efficiency, and, well, by 25%? It increases it in total by 25%, but instead of 80% times state reach for... 80% times state reach for base tax efficiency, now it's 100%. Also, instead of plus 0.15 yearly state reach in every province, I now have plus 0.5. So state reach is no longer a problem. Even in a province that has 0 state reach, in 200 years I can get it to 100%, no problem. Without touching anything, and that's just from that. Rational divisions also provides plus 0.1, so it's really 0.6 per year. Of course, my actual state reach gain is lower across the board because, for example, my core has 100% state reach in general. Yeah. I'm going to do other reforms later. The thing is, I'm still undergoing some really bad effects economically. However, thankfully things are dying down thanks to a combination of the situation becoming less bad inside the capital because, well, lots and lots of immigration of urbanites, so residents, which will help deal with the problems. All the problems. Yeah. There might be some waste. Actually, it's on a trade sector basis, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's a lot of goods wasted. A heck of a lot of goods wasted. Oddly enough, naval is never wasted. So, purchased. Yeesh, okay. So, apparently the Panama node is low on fiber and raw materials. However, everything else is fine. Yeah, so I'm still dealing with these problems, but they're thankfully dramatically reduced. I now have less than 20 ducats. I'm now losing less than 20 ducats a month, which is great. Because certain parts of my property are actually starting to gain money again, which is excellent. However, I still need to pay large amounts of property expenses due to, yeah. This, it appears in, so national income, property income, that's from profits. That's from any property that happens to be profitable. When it goes into the realm expenses, that's property that isn't profitable. Yeah. I'm also having some issues with stability, but it seems reasonable at the moment. I may need to take a closer look later, though. I have also started taking on loans. So right now I've got 3 loans. And I've also learned something new, too. Each bank loan reduces your yearly legitimacy by 0.04. Great. Thankfully, this problem shouldn't last too much longer. I've got enough money, so long as this is applicable, I've got enough money for another 2 years. And I'll just take another bank loan. Interest isn't that bad, it's only 3 ducats a month so far. Which may become noticeable later, but I can always do something like dump regiment, raised regiment maintenance. Which should help with some things. Huh. I'm honestly surprised my army tradition is so high for a natural game. Yeah, it's fine if I just arrange a strategic marriage. Noble power is going to have to be reduced at some point, but now's not the time. That can be handled later. Provincial corruption is also going down, which is good. Though the latest in corruption measures has expired, and I can't do it for a while. I need to wait another 5 years after it expired, so I can't just constantly do that over and over again. Oh well. Yeah, I can't wait until I can do this too. This reform would be amazing for finally shattering the nobility's power. Also, nationalism has arrived in almost all of my provinces. Certainly enough so that if I could embrace it near the early times of the bank loan. In fact, last month I could have embraced it. The problem is that plus 20 years of separatism. I'm probably going to wait until these provinces have their separatism gone entirely before embracing it. But that will take until 1730. Yeah. Then there's also the problem of global trade. It's definitely not enough to embrace it. It's going to take several thousand for me to embrace it too. However, these provinces are slowly getting it. But very slowly. 0.16 per month is not long enough to arrive before 1760. And that's assuming I can maintain high stability and whatnot, low corruption, high innovativeness, or rising innovativeness, etc. However, the fact that it has arrived in this province is a good sign. It's a good sign. Plus, it has arrived here, which is a way better sign. But still extremely slow. By this point, I think it's actually... No, it has not hit maximum, but it will hit maximum soon. Tech cost is going to be high for a while. At least I've got plenty of points to burn. I can grab all these techs now if I really wanted to. Though, there's no reason for me to. I'm not going to gain innovativeness and whatnot. Net worth is... The 50% is just going to increase it by 200 points. This will add up over time. Yes. But for an institution that's extremely slow to spread for the time being, and an institution that I don't want to embrace due to negative side effects, I'm honestly fine with it. Though it may be prudent to, in the near future, raise some relations. Part of the reason why it arrived in Panama slightly more quickly is because New Granada decided it would be a good idea to improve relations with me. I might be able to get it to spread to these provinces more quickly. But this is going to be slow and painful. 1750 is a long time. But still, they just need to be friendly. Or at least to have positive relations with me. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. Plus, this region is particularly fast at spreading. While it might not be 1750 levels, I can get it to before 1760. Okay, maybe not. But I can still get it relatively quickly. I just need time. Okay, Chuckdama will get it before 1760. The rest, no. But I can still get it quickly. I just need time. No, eventually. I just need time. Thankfully, it is spreading to these provinces too, though also very slowly. This one will get it quickly, thankfully. But there's no other province that I have, though, is gaining it naturally. At least nationalism is spreading. Slowly. Although it is limited due to things like casual literacy spread. Which is generally slow. I've also been slowly converting religions, but not that slowly, honestly. A couple provinces have managed to fully convert, including the one that I gained in Africa last session. I even stated it because, apparently, even without harborage infrastructure, communication's actually pretty good. At 24% communication efficiency. Which isn't enough to bring the autonomy below 100 because of all the autonomy reductions I've managed to obtain. It's doing good. It's doing quite good. I've also, in this year, so it hasn't taken effect yet, but I've also decided to increase admin taxation to 15, which will help stave off the inevitable. Yeah. Honestly, everything is going rather well. Outside of my treasury. That's going to have to be handled later. Addition. Yeah. There really isn't much I can say now. Things are going decently, although not amazingly. I'm getting to the point where I might be ready to annex one of my subjects. I'm not sure where to go, though. It would make sense to pick a subject that's close to me. However, this one would be the easiest to annex and probably would have the least negative side effects. However, I do need to look at separatism. Provinces that still have separatism shouldn't. At least if the subject contains provinces that still have separatism, I should not do anything. Separatism is a serious problem, and it might get exaggerated if I try anything. So I need to keep a close eye on all the provinces, and it looks like Totonac would probably be the best one to do this with. There is also the fact that these provinces will not gain meritocracy. So I'm worried about potentially industrialization coming in, so might be best to wait until I get industrialization? I don't know. This is important. Because the more I annex, the more difficult it is to embrace institutions. However, when 1750 rolls around and I have embraced all the institutions, that's no longer of any concern to me. But it's a balancing act. At least corruption is going down. Say corruption is going down pretty rapidly. It will get to below 12 once well, the resting point is below 12, which is amazing. And it's honestly part of the reason why I can afford to do something like this. Corruption is a non-issue. I don't need to worry about it as much as I had to in the past. Oh well. I've gone on for well long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye. Wow, 15 minutes. Jeez.